I really enjoyed the trailer that came from Evercold. It's such a unique trailer, and I wonder if that's like they just wanted to try something new because it's the start of their new saga. So they just wanted to try like a new theme slash idea where it's like a storytelling rather than like their classic, like we already like a Scion telling the story and or whatnot. It's like really unique. It's like such Dark Souls 2 vibes, and a lot of people pointed that out immediately. Like having an old lady opening the intro of a trailer, just telling the story, is such a Dark Souls 2 vibe. It's like, I really like that. It's such a risky like type of trailer to do something like that, but it paid off so like heavily. And then on top of that, the music, you can tell that the music is definitely being modified because they're hiding shit. Like, but that's like as usual, because if you go back and you watch like the trailers, like we showed just recently, if you go back and you watch the trailers for the previous like announcements, they're so much different. I'm so hyped for Evercold. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. But like the unique trailer is so good. It's so Dark Souls 2-y, but it's good. And it has like some like genuine excitement. Looks like the Viper missed, maybe. They said lag. The music for the initial trailer felt more complete than Dawn Trail's first song too, which is crazy. Yeah, but you can tell like there's like people have pointed out like during the audio of Evercold, you can kind of hear like the some of the lyrics get cut out. Like some of the lyrics get cut out because it's like people are obviously trying to like be modified or something. I haven't actually like delved deep into it, but people have pointed that out. Yeah. What was the next? Like I'll get to that point. I want to kind of like go down like the list of everything. Like, and then having a January release date, which I even said that was going to happen. Like, we had a lot of people dooming, saying it was going to be summer of next year. But summer of next year just didn't make a lot of sense because their whole new 4-month release model was released in Endwalker. And if we follow the Endwalker like release schedule, it should be 2.5 years. So with 2.5 years, it was very obviously going to be a December, anywhere from December to February release date. And I mean, and that even shows that Yoshi P like didn't lie about that, because even Yoshi P said you will not. When everybody was dooming about it, he said you will not have to wait long after. No, I think Yoshi P just wanted to like settle everyone's things about like all the dooming about it not releasing for like over a year. I think Yoshi P just wanted to put that to rest, which was smart. I think having a release date here was nice. I think we'll get an official 100% date probably in Japan. It's like this keynote had a lot of stuff they wanted to show off and announce, and honestly, I'm really happy they took like as much of a gamble as they did with this keynote. Like this keynote, I feel like revealed way more than a lot of people are probably expecting. Like I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, there's like a lot of parts where it said like more info in Berlin. But the crazy part is there was actually quite a bit of stuff that was still like not just wait till Berlin. And that part alone is like what's really like nice. And then Yoshi P's like announcement of a 1 tank and 1 fizz range, and then using the typical t-shirt thing. But the part with the t-shirt is like just fucking Cape Westwind. You're so hyped for Berlin? Yeah. That was like the only really crappy part was it felt like we were getting so much back-to-back, wait till Berlin, wait till Berlin, wait till Berlin. But at least like with the new Evolve job shit, they showed that shit off right away. Like we don't have to wait till Berlin for that. Because that would have sucked ass, because I was even starting to get hella doomer during it. With the fact that everything kept popping up saying, oh, wait till Berlin, wait till Berlin. It was like, Evolve jobs, wait till Berlin. But luckily it was not wait till Berlin for the Evolve jobs. But like even the hints at some of this stuff, like the fact that we're gonna have an additional Savage difficulty, Like not a savage difficulty, but like an in-between difficulty. Like I'm really hoping, I forgot to troop. I'm really hoping that a lot of good things come out of that. Like what I don't want to happen is it to affect savage at all. I want it to be like an extra difficulty, but the problem is I feel like for players to actually do the extra difficulty, they have to like enforce something onto it. That's like my only big worry. Because like as a racer, I really don't want to have to do the middle difficulty and then go to savage right after. Like yeah, it's gonna draw the races out an extra day, but I don't know how I actually feel about that. I guarantee now the first tier might have a chance of being like I don't know if it'll be a 2-day. The first tier will be a 2-day. But you can probably guarantee every other tier is gonna end up probably being a 2-day, depending on the difficulty. But if it's something like people just blow through in one shot, then probably not. This here's just a one-time reward thing. I hope so too. I really hope so too, because I don't want to, like, as a racer, I really don't want to have to do 2 difficulties just to do the real difficulty. Like, I know in WoW, it's what extends out the race quite a bit. Nice. I know, like, it extends out the race in WoW quite a bit by having multiple difficulties, but I really don't want to, like, have, like, some sort of artificial extension to a race. Like at most, I'm hoping like if we are forced to do it, I don't think it's gonna add more than maybe a few more hours. I think the middle difficulty tier we should be reward a gear of like eye level 10 above crafted and 10 below savage, but the weekly gear lockout would count for both. So if you clear floor 1 in advance and you give up savage gear floor 1, this allows people to have a better stepping stone to savage without making it required for savage. Racers wouldn't want to do it because the gear reward is worse. Yeah. Well, the thing is as racers, we don't want to do an extra difficulty to begin with. There's a reason why splits are not a thing you do in racing.
Infinite possibilities condensed into a single moment.
Like I don't think any racers in 14 want to do splits. Like there's probably some people who would want to do splits, but like me as one, I definitely do not want to do splits. Like I like being able to just move on to the next fight and have that like lead on the next fight, and that feels so fucking fun. But as a I don't know. Definitely don't think I'd enjoy splits that much. Like I've done splits before I started racing, and I'm definitely not a fan of splits. What rewards are gonna give you if not materia? Real rewards? Wouldn't you rather have real rewards? Like maybe if materia is gone, maybe we get real rewards.
Our awakening is incomplete.
Mouse. Yippee! Nah, give me my 2,756 materia. I wonder what would give stat wise if prior spell speed or crit DH. I have no idea. It'll be very interesting. It'll definitely be a very interesting concept that they'll be approaching.
I shall weave a new dragon song. I told you it would make a great necklace. Oh, it's beautiful. I think it'll really suit me. Me? But I thought you should have it.
4 mounts for 4 mount farms. The thing is mounts work, but I wonder how much longer mounts are actually going to work for before people are tired of mounts.
Light and darkness.
Like, I'm really curious if mounts will work forever, or if people will start to sooner or later get tired of mounts. Bro, you're never getting tired of mounts if they exist. I'm grinding for them.
You endure. Another approach then.
That's why I wonder. Like for me, it's like I don't really care for mounts. Mounts are not like a thing I grind for. I grind for the experience in itself. Like I like doing all the content once, but if they put a mount behind it, I'm not going to grind for the mount. I'd rather do it for the experience. It's like why I do ultis. I don't give a fuck about the weapons. I don't care about any of the rewards.
Do as you please.
the experience, the enjoyment behind it is why I do it a lot. I would definitely like to see an exclusive mount in Ultis though, because like an exclusive mount ult and Mounties would be really nice.
What is this?
But maybe if Materia was to actually go, we would actually have like,
Are you there?
as shitty as it sounds, a new reward.
Gaia?
It's provoked. Need a hub to like Rogger to mount again. Wasn't there problems with Rogger, like with the fact that you can mount in it? Wasn't that the reason they said they were never doing it again for Shadowbringers? Didn't they talk about it for Shadowbringers?
Promise. No one.
And I imagine since PS4 is on its fucking deathbed, they would do anything now either. Like if PS4 maybe wasn't on its deathbed right now, maybe they could try to do it again, but PS4 is kind of on its fucking deathbed right now, right?
I'll never stop. As many times as it takes. So close to realizing our perfect utopia.
We're not going to disappear.
We're too stubborn for that. We'll get through this together, Ryan.
Yes, together.
So close to realizing our perfect utopia. We're not going to disappear.
My head. Begone from my
We're too stubborn for that.
trace of you.
We'll get through this, Rain.
Yes, together.
This cacophony. My head. Be gone from my memories. Every last trace of you. My head.
Our friend won't fail us.
You'd better not, or I'll never let you hear the end of it. When next I return, I
Our
will
friend won't fail
succeed.
us.
You better not, or you'll never hear the end of Willy Wee.
When next I return, I will succeed.
We won't give up on the future.
Please, let our wee-wee be heard.
In and out.
We won't give up on the future.
Interesting.
Please, let our prayers
Just
be
ate two of them.
This place cannot be our
This place
utopia.
cannot be our
Then not
utopia.
in
Surely they wall themselves, right?
meaning.
That's
Surely
the
they
one
wall
that
themselves,
matters.
right?
Don't you think?
You wee-wee-wees.
massive do you think?
No, they're just gonna live with it.
I know you can.
And we did it, albeit actually crazy people in this party. Holy. I'm excited for Kefka Savage because it's new content, new ultimate to do, so I'm excited for it in that regard. The person who's making it is the same person who made T and Top. And they've already, like, in some of the interviews, they've already talked about having a puzzle mechanic. So I'm very excited for it. But just going off the trailer so far, it's like, it's really hard to give like any early judgment off the trailer. It's cool that it's gonna be like a hella voice lines, and they even mentioned that he yaps a lot in this ulti, so I better hope everyone's ready for the fucking boss and nonstop yap. Didn't they say Mr. Prime designed? No, he helped with Kefka ulti. He didn't design it, he helped. The person who designed it is the same guy who did T and Top. Specifically the raid buff job. Well, we're gonna have to see what happens. Like, you're gonna have to see what happens. That's the big thing. We're gonna have to see what happens in the future. It's too early to praise it, and it's too early to hate it. That's more where I'm at. I don't think anyone should be loving this shit and saying it's objectively the best thing ever. When no, it's not, and it's not objectively, at least. It's opinionated, sure, but not objectively. And then same thing with like it being objectively worse. We don't know that 100%. We have to see how a lot of this stuff's going to play out in the future. But the only, like I said, my biggest worry about this design changes doesn't even come from it comes from the fact that they can view a Dragoon have a 90% damage mitigation as balanced. Because if they can view 90% damage mitigation on a DPS as balanced, then what the fuck else will they view as balanced? So that's my biggest worry, is I just don't want this war of Evolve versus Reborn. I think picking a side is just so stupid. I'm like, the only thing I'm not okay with is like one button combos. I don't like one button combos, but I don't mind all the other changes. I like the left position. I like the right position. I like the rear positional. I like the creative direction they're having to go with jobs. I like what they've done to Bard. Except the dots being 3 seconds is really fucking weird. But I'm really don't think like this whole like, oh, new jobs don't have like Reborn. Yeah, like of course they're new jobs. They're not going to design 2 forms of the job because the thing is the Reborn's supposed to rely on the old systems, and it's for the nostalgia factor at this point too. Like, of course they're not going to have like this stuff. Like, it's such that take has been one of the silliest takes this week. I mean, the thing is Reborn versus Evolve is going to mean so much less to me because at the end of the day, being like a racer and whatnot, I just got to play whatever's better. I don't really get a decision on playing what I want to play. I have to just play what's better. And if Evolved is better, well, I just have to make do. I just got to like make do with the fact that I'm playing Evolved for the rest of my life. Other players, definitely it's just perspective, yeah. Like for others, I think for me, it's gonna be easier for me because I'm gonna get to rip off the band-aid. While other players are not gonna be able to get that, or not gonna rip off that band-aid. Some people are gonna stay on Reborn probably until they forcibly remove it, and then it's gonna be even worse when they forcibly remove it. Like for me, I'm already ripped that band-aid off. Oops, I did not mean to just use a basic shuriken. Whatever. I play for fun. It's on them to make Evolved more enjoyable for me. I agree. I'm down to try it. Like I said, my biggest gripe is literally the 90% damage reduction on Dragoon. Like, that part is crazy, and that they were thinking about making it dodge all damage at first, but then they're like, okay, that's a little too overpowered. Like, that part, that's the only gripe I have with is that part is crazy. No, it's alright to have some fun stuff, but 90% MIT is like crazy. 90% MIT is just like crazy for future job design. And the thing is a lot of their debate about like why they're making the decisions they're making is for better future game design. But then having a 90% MIT definitely doesn't feel like better future game design. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking dev. So, like, it's just, like, that's, like, an insane thing to have to balance around, though. Because you know how bad we're going to abuse that shit? You know how bad, like, Dragoon has to be brought into, like, world prog environments? Even in probably more environments, because the fact that it has a 90% bit is insane. Go crazy at first, adjust for balance later. Yeah. I don't think it makes it through testing. Because I feel like if they invite any like good players to the media tour, I feel like they're going to explain to Yoshi P like some scenarios where that shit's way too busted. Is 90% enough to tank a tank buster? Yes. Yes, it is. yes, it is. You gotta remember, a tank only gets an innate 20% and more HP. A tank literally only gets an innate 20% from Rampart. Like their innate Rampart that they get built into their body. It's higher, yeah, it's higher than a tank LB3. It's pretty crazy. That's why I said that's my biggest worry. I'm all for all the changes. The changes sound really cool, but the 90% like of all things is what scares me. Dragoon gets their own pocket diamond back. Yeah, Dragoon tanking is real for 4 seconds. Let's go. Yeah, but that's just crazy though. If they can hold it on as easy as they can hold on to it, as they show in the thing, it's gonna be really crazy. Like I said, that's my biggest worry at the end of the day. It's a utility. I'm not worried about really anything else in the game. Utility is what I'm always worried about, because Endwalker is what started us down this path of having way too much mitigation in the game. Like, we have way too much mitigation in the game at this current state of the game, and that's like heavily came from Endwalker. Like, that's my only like super big worry. His utility is insane in this game. Like fuck everything else in this game when it comes to balance. When it comes to game balance, utility is the most powerful thing in this game. Sure, dogs can be super overpowered on damage and whatnot. They can be crazy on damage and all of that. But at the end of the day, they just make DPS checks easier. They don't do anything like insane. But when you go crazy with utility, that's a whole nother fucking thing to go through. Yeah, like Picto was even more busted. And now you got the guy who designed Pictos redesigning every job. Like, that's spicy. I'm kind of excited. I feel like game balance is going to be busted on the first fucking Savage, man. For Savage, game balance is going to be so fucking busted. Well, splort. At least I didn't fuck up. I was really worried I was going to be the one. More tools to play with, yeah. We also made Astro PvP or yeah, that means you Astros. You might be getting your dash. You might be getting your Reaper dash. Evolve Altic wins that. You know who wins that? Dragoon. If the Dragoon died right there, if Dragoon dies right there, they win. Because Brilliant Dynamis is a 90% damage resistance. It means for the first time ever, Dragoons are allowed to int in phase 6 and it's okay. Because Brilliant Dynamis, no gauge will back up though, yeah. Dragoons are allowed to int and still get their Brilliant Dynamis. The memes are impeccable? Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're adjusting 21 jobs at once. They're giving them more potency than the base game. I am telling you right now, this game is going to be in the most unbalanced state we've probably ever seen, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. Because there's no way you can redesign 21 jobs with very little player testing and not fuck it up. Smudge is no longer tied to CD. Hey Nick, you know what Smudge is tied to in PvP? Smudge in PvP, Nick, is quick sketch. So he can instant paint. So we're gonna be smudging to get our fucking instant paint. Oh wait, I actually have another like decent topic. So, all right. How often, whenever there's a 2-minute window during a mechanic, do you see your some players shit the bed really badly when they put a 2-minute mechanic during a like a 2-minute during a mechanic? Very often, right? Because if this new design that they're approaching for is going to be leading in the direction of, oh, I didn't want to use that. If this new design is going to be leading in the direction of being busier, that means you're going to be busier at all times. Very often in 14 like fight design, they purposely make 2 minutes where you're just sitting there for 20 seconds doing nothing. But then in future, like, if these new jobs are going to be busier, I feel like there's going to start being a lot more mechanical errors from players just dying because they fucked up their, like, they were in the middle of like their most busiest part of their rotation. Like, I think that is going to be something that's going to be like a big trade-off too. Is that content has just been heavily designed around having really easy 2 minutes. You're never having to press Your APM is never insanely high during anything like super busy. So it's going to be very interesting in the future with that. And what I've seen Evolved kind of lets you pick and choose when to burst. Do you think people will be smart enough, Nick, though, to kind of pick and choose when to burst? Or do you think people will be goobers and will... Because that's like the same issue. If you remember when Picto lost Hammer, Nick, people would use they're always trying to get rid of their Subtractive Palette right away. And instead of waiting to get rid of their Subtractive Palette at a good moment, they would use their Subtractive Palette as soon as they hit 20, and they'd use Subtractive Palette like in the middle of APOC or in the middle of APOC or in the middle of Exalines, even though they could easily just build more gauge and cash out the gauge later. They'd rather like screw themselves over because they got to get rid of that thing right away. Like, if we remember what people said, the hardest part to play Picto, the hardest thing for Picto is not pressing the shiny buttons. Like, that is the urge you have to fight. And now we're gonna have that urge for free. No about a desire change that. No, I agree. But it can be handheld though with 2-minute windows. You can be handheld into doing the intentional way. Why is Yan hunting giraffes? Gup. Evolved didn't show any auto attacks during the showcase, which probably just wasn't implemented. Yeah, I agree. I think it wasn't implemented. That's why with the minor freak out about auto attacks, I just think it hasn't been implemented. It is something I noticed, but I think it's just literally just there, not implemented for that showcase. Like, I think the live letter will, not the live letter, but the media tour will easily expose that. Wait, how did Evolved Dragoon lives that? Jesus fucking Christ. I hate it here. I fucking hate it here.